Hey guys, this is Phozzo. Today I'm here with Colin, our general manager at Beastcoast, to do an AMA that we posted on Friday. Talk about changes with Ghxst, adding bio, and everything about the team. So let's get into it. Okay, so first question is, did we consider making roster changes before the entering of the NAL? Do you want to answer it first, or do you want me to answer that one first?
Yeah, I mean, you and I talked before NAL, and I think all the guys talked, and like we were pretty happy with the roster as it was. Like we had just gotten second in Challenger League, and I think everyone was like feeling pretty good going in, and I think it showed with when we beat TSM at the start. So yeah. There weren't any thoughts of changes at that point.
From like a player point of view, we were pretty much at I wouldn't say an all-time high, but we were pretty confident, even though we weren't really like active looking for a new player. But like, I guess it maybe kind of crossed our minds at some point individually, but it never really like resonated with anybody as a total. So next question. What would you say are some differences between everyone living in a team house and playing on LAN compared to the past, where everyone on the team was living by themselves and competing online? So I guess this is really more of a question for me, but you might be able to provide some input to it. I don't know. You've seen us in person. Playing in a team house compared to playing online, I think it's just like a lot better. You can actually look at your teammates and like criticize them, or you can just like hang out with them. But when it comes to like online, once practice is done, people just disappear. And you'll hear from them the next day or like later that night. So you can't really like see what they're doing, but it's just a complete change of atmosphere, especially with us at least.
Yeah, I mean, like in our experience at Beastcoast doing this for like specifically our Dota team, like we noticed that too, where like everyone just kind of gets to know each other a little better. Like it can really help with chemistry. It can go the other way too. Like sometimes you get pissed at your teammate because he's not doing his dishes or whatever, right? So
yeah,
know, like it's like you have like minor conflicts that you need to resolve that could become like, annoying, but like for the most part everyone's there to win, and it kind of gets everyone on the same page and moving in the right direction. So I think it's always a positive to do that.
Yeah, I guess I'd say with us is like the biggest thing that we've pretty much only had like a problem with is like cleanliness, and like the kitchen being like clean. That's the only problem that we really had. But other than that, I think everyone's been great for the most part.
Who's the biggest clean freak? Who gets bothered by it the most?
Probably Rudy. Rudy's probably the one that gets annoyed by it the most. And I'd say I'm a close second. And then it goes Sippin, Bio, Anthony, maybe. I don't know. It's just Rudy's the worst one with it though. But, all right, next one. If I'm not mistaken, both Bio and Phozzo are IGLs. How are you planning on working that into the roster? Can't wait to see how that goes. Sorry. Well, first of all, I'm not an IGL. I've never IGL this team. I don't know why everyone thinks I do IGL this team. It's kind of
well, it's because you're the one who's like very public. You talk the most like publicly.
Yeah, I guess I do. But I guess with Bio coming onto the team, it's making things more rounded. He's able to IGL if he really wants, but like his job really wasn't to come in an IGL. It was more to just teach us things in the game, make us more experienced. But he has been throwing in some calls here and there, but it's primarily Anthony and Rudy right now.
Yeah, and you guys have always had kind of a by committee approach anyway, right? Like,
yeah.
I know Sippin's contributed, I know Rudy's contributed, and I know Anthony, and you have like, I think everyone's contributed calls at a certain point.
I've contributed, but like my amount of calls is like down here, and everyone else's is like up here, because the role that I was on before, I got to see literally nothing of the map or what was going on. So I never had any like impactful calls that would change around completely. What makes you think Bio is the piece to the puzzle you guys need to excel? From my point of view, when we were looking at players to pick up, we really were focused on two. I won't say the other one for right now, but I don't think we can use it at all. But when we were looking at Bio, we were looking at just the experience and like what he brought to the table as a player. We knew he wasn't an entry, but we could move our roles around because the three of us could have just completely, or the four of us could have just completely switched our roles and see what we wanted to do. So with that being said, Bio is on hard support. I know everyone was asking that question. And Rudy is the new entry player that took over Ghost's roles, which is kind of a cool thing to see. But
I mean, Rudy like fragged out last season as a support player, so like
yeah, he had
some great games. So like, I don't know, I think that gives a lot of confidence going into him being able to make that role swap, because he's just like a high skill player. Like he can do whatever.
When we first brought Bio on, we had him on the entry role, and then we're like, well, maybe we can try this instead, and it ended up working a lot better, and it felt more natural. Like things like just went more smoothly, so we stuck with it. So we're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and I think when you and I had talked about it, like in terms of bringing in a player, like we wanted someone who was a little bit more of a veteran, just because like you guys are newer to NAL, and just having someone who like really understands like kind of the LAN experience and how to kind of be a professional, for lack of a better term, like was going to be like a pretty big factor in who we picked up.
And I mean, like, and Ghxst was supposed to be able to do that for the first stage, and he just kind of didn't do that in a sense. He had the LAN experience. The four of us have never even touched the game on LAN, so it was like completely different. Obviously, when we first played TSM, we kind of showed that we looked like we were used to LAN, but we most certainly were not used to LAN. And yeah, I mean, picking up Bio was a steal, considering everything that happened with all the other teams. When it happened, we got really lucky, I think. So we're pretty happy with it. So what made you go from someone like Ghxst, who generally plays more aggressive roles, to Bio, who we have seen play in the backlines quite a lot? The backline stuff is the biggest thing. So like the way he does dry runs, the way he makes strats, the way he IGLs in game, the way he teaches all of us, like it's just, all that is just way more important than being able to shoot and hit someone's head with mouse 1 in a game, because he can also do that, but his more internal stuff is better than what we could ever ask for.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what you and I had talked about a while ago, where like at this level, like everyone can hit shots. Like
Yeah.
It's a matter of like who plays in what role and how they fulfill that role, far more than their ability to hit shots, because you know, all of you guys are either on like some form of aim trainer, like an aim lab or something like that, right? Like you guys are all working on that and all have pretty good aim. So it's, you know, making a role swap is probably not as crazy as a lot of people think, at least on the aim side. It's like, it's far more on the like understanding your utility and playing the role side than like the aim than anything else, right?
Yeah. Okay, this is a question for you. So what made you wait to announce Bio since it was being leaked everywhere? You know my opinion on that.
Yeah, so I mean,
announce them a lot earlier.
So I mean, you guys were kind of like, well, everyone knows, like, let's just announce it. But I think for us, like, we had already like planned out the content shoot, and we knew exactly what we wanted to do. As well as I think we were also waiting for like a roster transfer period and approval from Ubisoft. And so we just wanted to make sure that we were following all like the Ubisoft rules, as well as like we want to announce it through our channels. Like if it's being leaked and people, you know it 90% of the time, like it's not the end of the world. I mean, if you look at most pro sports, like every like huge contract or huge trade usually gets leaked a couple hours or even days before it comes through.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's to us, it's not the end of the world.
Like a week or two early, so.
Yeah, for us, it's like we wanted to kind of like stick to our process and do it the right way. And by the right way, I mean like the way that we wanted to do it. We didn't want to just, you know, throw up a Twitter post. Like we wanted to complete like the content idea that we had, because we thought it was an entertaining idea to throw out there.
Yeah, I will say that filming it wasn't tough. I would say it was more, I guess it was tough because we're not actors. I'm not an actor. Like I can't act. So when we had to act, that was kind of like the rough part. But it was a lot of fun when we were filming that, going out to the Red Rock Canyon, which was like 20 minutes away from here, so it was awesome. But we wanted to get it out, like, I think it was the weekend that we wanted to say that we released Ghxst after Ghxst announced their player, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because like, we wanted to release it kind of early.
Yeah, we kind of do, but we were waiting for like the official Ubisoft transfer rules.
Yeah, so that's okay. What does the day schedule look like for you? And then I'll answer the one for me. So what is your day-to-day thing? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so I mean, my job is a general manager, so I deal with all of our rosters, as well as some other operations stuff for what we do. So my day is usually a lot of meetings. I'll talk with like our co-CEOs, Grant and Brian, a good amount, and work on various things that need to be done for like Beastcoast. So make sure players are getting paid on time, making sure all the players have what they need. Talking a lot with our like other player managers. So like we have Brendan and Vittoria, who manage our FGC and our Dota teams, and they do a great job. And so I'll talk with them, and they'll handle a lot of that work. And then I work directly with our Rainbow Six team, because we don't currently have a Rainbow Six manager.
But soon, we will have one soon.
Yeah, we're currently working on that. So dealing with the hiring of a Rainbow Six manager. So it's a lot of kind of where I'm needed work, I suppose, more than anything else. It's not a lot of, I get up, I scrim and then I do whatever, right? Like you guys probably have a
Yeah.
pretty regimented schedule. So mine really is just more of like a as needed kind of role. If we're looking to bring on a new player, we're looking to bring on like, a new Rainbow Six streamer or something like that, right? Like that's where a lot of that would be like doing the research behind that of things like that. So it's setting like the bigger level goals that we want to work toward and then working on the under pieces that move us toward those big goals.
See, I love like the thought of just doing that. I just love that. I would love to do that. Like if I wasn't playing, that's what I'd love to do. But I guess for me, well, it depends on what time of year we're talking about. So if I'm in school, I wake up at 6 a.m. Western time. I have class from 6 a.m. till about like 10, and I sleep from 11 to 1, and then I scrim from like I start practice from like 2 to like 6 or 7, and then I just repeat that every single day, and I eat obviously in between. But if I'm not in school, I wake up at like it depends on when we have content. So if we don't have content, I'm up around like noon or like 1. If we have content, I'm up around like 10, and then we start practice at like 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes, depending on what we have to do, and then we scrim from 4 till around 8, and then we just do whatever for the rest of the night.
Do you guys have like a set like team hangout time where you guys are like, yeah, we're not scrimming, but like we're all gonna eat dinner together or whatever? Or is it kind of like loose as is?
It's kind of loose, but like Sundays we don't really have anything, so like we're always playing games with each other. Like if we're not playing Rainbow, like we're either playing like Destiny or like games that really don't require us to like have to use our mental capacity at like the highest level like Rainbow Six does. But we play like Destiny. Me and Anthony have been playing Destiny lately, like PUBG, Apex. Like we've just been like having fun. But we all hang out in the play area. Like most people don't go to their rooms right away, so we hang out in the kitchen when we're making food. So it's pretty loose, but it's a lot of fun. How many donuts has Anthony ate while in Vegas? I've seen him eat like 5 donuts in one sitting, so I'd say probably like 3 dozen.
Does
himself.
He go to the one, like, don't you guys have one like super near the house?
Yeah, but
does he go to that one?
Name.
I know, but does he go to that one?
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, so he just like walks over there and gets a donut every day?
Well, it's like a 2-minute drive, so he just drives and gets it and then comes back. Because he goes to the gym and then he'll go get donuts and he'll come back. But it's not like every day he does it, so it's just every once in a while. If I could play any team internationally right now, who would it be? I'll say BDS. Oh, I played them before, but not on LAN. So I'll say BDS on LAN. They're nasty.
I don't know. It'd be fun to watch you guys play like Liquid or Nip.
I've scrimmed them before online. It was the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Were you playing like 2 Brazilian servers? What was your ping?
It was, for us, it was like 80, because we were playing on the South Central servers, which is in Texas. So like that's the closest that we could have gotten to them, unless we played in their servers in Brazil, and they were at like 130. But they were still smoking us. Like they were running around just smoking us. I'm like, I don't even know. I can't even do anything against this. Like this is just miserable. And they're like saying LMAO. It was a lot of fun, but like they were just so much better than us.
South Americans are another breed in most games because they play on such crappy ping. I mean, that's like our Dota team. Like our Dota team was having to play against like North American teams with like 250 ping, and like Dota's a little like easier to live with bad ping than Rainbow Six, but like they were playing on like awful ping and like beating some North American teams, and then they like nobody like knew how good they were, and they went to the international, and I think they got like 8th. I can't remember exactly, but they beat some like really good teams, and everyone was just like, "What?"
Yeah, they're like infamous, right, or something like that.
Yeah, they were on
Infamous or something.
Yeah.
Didn't one of them play out of like a internet cafe or something like that for a while before he got like his own PC?
Yeah, definitely. One of them actually like grew up in a town like basically just didn't have a computer until I think he was like 10 or 11. I think he was like older before he started like even playing any games.
That's crazy. I couldn't imagine that. I'm very lucky. When are we getting a Beastcoast skin for any gun? Can I also get a dope ass BC hoodie? Can you answer those questions?
I don't know how much I can answer those questions, but there will be a Beastcoast gun. We have done some preliminary designs and we're really excited for it.
The design is sick, I will say. I've seen it. It is dope. Probably one of the top skins that'll be out. 100%.
yeah, so we're really excited for it. I don't know how, like, we want to get it to you guys as soon as possible. So just have to work through all the stuff getting it in game, because that is kind of a long process and it takes a lot to like get it designed and get everything like put in right. So yeah, just I guess sit tight and we'll work on it. And as for the Beastcoast hoodie, I don't know. We'll probably, I think we're releasing.
I could do a giveaway. You want me to do a giveaway?
I think we're actually totally out of the hoodie that you're wearing.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we actually sold out of those.
Just showed a look. Sorry.
So I think we're doing another hoodie that's not that exact same one, but is similar. That I think should be announced in the next couple weeks. So just kind of follow the Beastcoast Twitter, and hopefully we'll have a new announcement for you.
Why is Beastcoast always lowercase?
So that is because our founder Grant just likes the aesthetic look of it better, and so he built that into the branding because he likes it that way, which I think it actually does look good too.
It looks a lot better at lowercase, yeah. Whenever
he'd actually considered all uppercase.
Really?
Yeah, he was like I just want it to be like all lower or all upper, and I think he like looked at all upper and he's like, I don't like how it looks, and he all lower.
I think when we were first changing our names to like the tag.bc, we asked if we could do like the capital B, capital C, but he was like, he said no instantly. He goes, no, lowercase only, and we're not changing it. I'm like, oh, all right, well, guess there's our answer. So,
commitment to the brand, man.
I do like it a lot better though. Yeah, stick to the brand. Can we get a BC hot tub stream?
I don't think we have a hot tub there.
Approval.
I don't think we have a hot tub.
We have like a mini one.
We could. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. There is the little like side hot tub. Yeah.
It could fit like 1.5 people.
Yeah, we should have filmed this AMA in there.
No, the pool is undergoing some problems, but that's a different topic. Can I please get a shirt you wore in the introduction video? So I think they're talking about the shirt that I wore. I think that's a player only shirt. The Disrupt one.
The Disrupt one, I don't think we're currently selling it. You can go to, I think, beastcoast.gg/store if you wanted to check out all the merch that we have available. Thanks for the free shill opportunity. But yeah, that Disrupt line, I don't think is out publicly. But, you know, I think that's something that we'd look to have available soon.
No, they don't deserve it.
If this video gets 1,000 views.
Oh, there you go. Seeing other moves happening in NAL, which teams are you scared of the most and the least? I will say the more interesting ones that have happened is probably Dark Zero with the roster changes. I don't know if you're really up to date with any of that.
Yeah, because they moved their coach back to playing, right?
Yeah, so Sky's retired or is taking a hiatus, one of the two. And then Mint is retiring, so that leaves them with 2 opening spots. So then they move Mint to the coaching role in BC to the playing role when he hasn't played in, I want to say like 2 years maybe. Last time he played was on Evil Geniuses, and that was before he left to start up Dark Zero, because he was like
because he's their general manager too, right?
I think so, yeah. But that was the craziest one that happened. I don't know who they're gonna pick up for their 5th. I hope it works out. I mean, I want to see everyone do good. I don't want to see any team crumble. The Ghxst change was well, I've known about that one because I'm friends with Ghxst guys, but that one was pretty surprising when we first heard about it. The SSG one, obviously, with
yeah, they were just kind of like
that was
stuck.
a big one. Yeah, that was a big one, but huge shout out to Luke for doing what he did and stepping in whenever he had no experience. So huge props to him. Who else changed?
Yeah, and I mean, I would just say
dropped Mark.
Yeah, DG drop Mark. That was one.
That one was a surprising one. Because they got top 4, didn't they?
I think a lot of people thought that, yeah, they did pretty well. But a lot of people thought like we were gonna pick up Mark, right?
Yeah, people thought we were picking up Mark and
but
I forget who else.
I think at that point we had already like kind of decided that we wanted Bio too, right? So
yeah, I think it was like the day before or after like Mark got announced, like we were like, yeah, we're committed to Bio. So that was, I don't think Mark was ever even in the discussion, because I think we knew about Mark being dropped for a little bit before it was announced. We never really like thought about him. Not discrediting him, but he was never really in our field of view.
Yeah, I mean, changing the question here, so it's like a little less like which team scares you the most and the least. Like, is there a team that would mean the most to you guys to beat them?
Xset so I could just shit talk you already, I
Yeah.
guess. Make it more fun. No, I don't know. I just don't really think any of the teams in the league now are bad. Like you saw stage 1, like that was anyone's game. Anyone could have gotten top 4. It was a really competitive season. So
Yeah,
I'm hopeful
and I mean,
that
I think
stage 2
that's
is
like
just
more
that.
exciting, right? Like it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more
It's
fun to
way
like
more exciting.
watch when it feels like any team can beat any team. It's like it's
'Cause
not
for the
fun
past-
when it's like, oh, Dark Zero's gonna clap like every team except for maybe 2, right? Or like TSM's
Yeah.
gonna clap everyone but like 2 teams, right?
For like the past like 2 years, it's been the same top 4 no matter what. So I mean, it's nice to see different teams break the top 4 for once. Although it was best of 1, so I mean, take that with a grain of salt. So I guess we'll see how it works out in stage 2. If I could have any map added in the Pro League, what would it be and why? I don't know, all the maps suck, but I would get Coastline removed for sure. That map is terrible. I hate that map. And I guess I would replace it with Skyscraper. I guess that's like the next best thing that you could add, or I'd have them rework Coastline to where it's actually viable on defense.
What don't you like about the maps? Like, cause for me, like, right, like I'm not thinking the game at your guys' level, but to me, watching them, like almost every single map is like pretty defense sided. I think Villa is the only exception, right?
Villa's really defensive sided,
Or
but,
is
like,
it the other
it's
way?
It's different. It's weird because like each map, like Coastline for example, the whole entire map is destructible. You can destroy almost everything on the map, and you can't like flank or rotate because there's a big gaping hole in the middle of the map, where you can sit on the roof and watch the two lanes on each side to get to the other side of the map. You can just watch it and you'll die. So like it's just really like attacker sided on the map, and you can't really sit anywhere. Defense is just super chaotic, and it's just all gunfights, which I guess is a cool thing about it. But if you look at a map like Clubhouse, for example, I do think that's one of the more like kind of balanced maps in a sense, like where like you can like go 4-2 or like 5-1 on attack, or you could do it on defense, and then the team that's down 5-1 could come back because it's so like, I don't know, equal. But
Do you like those swings? Like when you go into a half and you're like down 5-1, but like you know that it's like, you know, a defense
It's
sided
doable.
map, right? Like do you like that? Because like I think from like a viewer perspective, like that's kind of exciting because at least commentators can like spin the narrative, and then they do it in like, I mean, CS:GO especially, I think is like really good at this. Is you know, like they're coming all the way back, right? Like you're up 12-3 in some area or on some map in CS:GO, right? That's like super CT or T sided, and you hit the switch, right? And like the other team comes all the way back to win. Like that's a really exciting, you know, kind of narrative to paint of like, oh, this comeback.
it's like half and half. Like it's really fun to like have the chance to do that, but like being down 5-1 kind of sucks because you have no room for error. Like if you're like at a 3-3 split, like you have some room for error, like you can like go down around and then like you can come back. But like if you go down 6-1, it's tough to come back. Like winning 5 rounds in a row, like, and going to OT and like securing that 1 point, or like if that wasn't a thing, like winning 8-6 or winning 8-7, it's stressful, but it does make it a lot more interesting to watch. But no, I personally don't like it because I'd rather win more easily than have a challenge to win. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's
do you
what I
think that makes it like unstable almost? Like, because it's like
In
kind
what
of
sense?
like
Like-
it's like more variable when there's like those kind of maps in the game.
I would say no, because like if you look at it, there's teams that are successful on, let's say, I'll just say Villa and Cafe, for example. Like those are their 2 strong maps. But like if you get Coastline on them and they're lost, and like you're like, okay, well, we can be like what we did against DG. We haven't played Coastline since October of last year on anything, and we were like, well, it was between Coastline and Villa, and we're like, well, think about it. We have 2 Villa VODs on us. They're gonna counter strat us, so we just chose Coastline and did what we did. I didn't spawn in that map. I went like 3-11, but we won 8-7, so we got 2 points off of it. But things like that are like the cool thing about the maps, because like people have like a set map pool, and if you can get those maps out of their comfort zone, then things can go your way completely, or you completely tank and they're like, oh, we were hoping to get that map, and they just destroy you. So I guess that's kind of answering your question, but What are your overall goals as a team for the upcoming NAL season? I guess the overall goal, we really have like only a couple, like perform the best that we can, like try our best no matter what, like don't give up. We want to get top 4, like every team wants to get top 4, like that's the goal. Obviously winning the whole entire thing is like the big goal, but we just want to go into it, just do better than what we did stage 1, improve where we can, and just put on a show. I guess that's like the best way I can answer it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say from like our side, like the goal is like process driven, right? Like we want you guys to kind of develop as a team and like kind of mature and kind of come into your own in the league. Like, you know, obviously you don't play the game to lose, right? Like we would love if you guys, you know, got first place, right? Or top 4, right? Like that is like the goal to be targeting. But I think like we're still satisfied if at the end of the league, like we walk away feeling like our team got better and improved, and like we're going into our next set of games with a better chance to win than we did when we walked in to the first game again. Whoever we played to open the league.
What's one change you'd like to see come to the NAL? I'll have you answer that first. You might have some opinions on it from a org standpoint.
You know, I think I'm actually like pretty happy with the NAL. Like my only complaint would be I'd actually like to see more games played. Like I think best of 1 is
that's what I was gonna say too,
yeah, like it's cool from a viewer perspective because it's kind of variable, but I would love it if they would do like round robin best of 1 and you play every team twice, right? Like, you know, so it's like you can,
that would be cool.
You can like really prove, right? Like let's say like, you know, you go 2-0 against Ghxst, right? It's like, okay, like we know we have bragging rights on Ghxst, right? Like,
yeah,
we have beat them twice, and it like takes a little bit of variability of like the best of 1 claim out, because it does kind of suck, right? Like if you have a great win against TSM like we did, we won, you know, everyone's like, yeah, that's great, but it's best of 1, and so they kind of
Beastcoast got lucky, or TSM wasn't shooting that day. Yeah, that could have been the case, but like we did win fair and square. I mean, I don't think anyone is discounting that, but like I do think if it's a best of 2, I think a best of 2 or like what you said, the best of 1 round robin would be really cool. I think more games that if it's not a best of 3 and it's like a best of 2, people will be like, oh, okay, I can watch 2 maps like per team. Like that will be fun to watch. But a best of 3s go on for a long time, because if you go to that last map, that's like a 2-hour match, or like a 1.5 hour match. So like imagine that for every single game. That kind of sucks, but I would like to see more games played in NAL because it's LAN. Everyone loves LAN. Who has a nice sass?
I'm not answering that about you guys.
I have an answer for that. Rudy does.
Well, he's the best answer, right?
Rudy's always cheeked up. So I guess this is where it comes into the part that everybody wants to know. I guess we'll just do like a general thing. Why did we drop Ghxst?
Yeah, I mean, so you and I had talked about it for a little while. I think that there were just general like chemistry and communication issues that just cropped up throughout the league, where like you guys were having a lot of trouble. Where like that first week against TSM, everyone was like clicking really well. Like the communication was really good. The way you guys were playing was really good. Everyone felt great around each other. And then, you know, kind of by the end of the league, things had kind of come apart, and it kind of felt like, you know, it was kind of just like the 4 of you on your own, and Ghxst was kind of playing by himself. Like, you know, it just kind of like broke down in terms of like the team chemistry more than
Yeah, I guess from like a player point of view, like you knew, I think you were up to date with all of it pretty much, not daily, but like whenever we had like talk about it. But from a player point of view, it was, you could notice like the change and everything. Like we go into stage 1 high as a kite, cloud 9, we beat TSM, and that's still going on, and then we lose to DZ, which we're like, okay, well, DZ's a great team, we played it wrong, let's move on. We play Ghxst, we beat Ghxst, so we go back up, and then we play Mirage, and right at that Mirage game we plummeted, like, and that right at that game we knew something was wrong, because we were up 4-2, we did all these things, we're doing everything right, and then things just went to shit, and we weren't doing things right, and we're like, okay, well, who's not the sole proprietor, but like who needs like help the most? And we determined that it was Ghxst, and we would criticize him. The criticism wasn't sticking, he wasn't improving off of it, and he just kind of stayed stagnant the whole time and didn't learn. And then end of stage 1 came around, and we ended up just releasing him. So I hope everything goes well for him. I really have no other comments about him. I kind of moved on from from that situation. So
yeah, I mean, just
So,
like
yeah.
roster changes are always tough because like I think every player we've ever had on Beastcoast, like I like them. Like I think that they're good people.
yeah,
And it sucks to make a roster change, but like just for the people reason more than anything else. But like we felt like we kind of needed to kind of win because we felt like the issues that were kind of happening within the team like weren't necessarily solvable with who
they
was
couldn't
there.
have been fixed. Yeah, like, and we the thing is, we tried to, and like you guys knew that too. Like, we tried fixing it because the last thing that we wanted to do is do a roster change because like it's such like a huge hassle, and like if we can fix that one player's issue and move on from it and like have never had those issues again, then that's the ideal thing. But after you try it for so many times and it doesn't work, you have to exhaust all your options, and I guess the roster change was the last one and had to happen. I mean, I'm not upset about it, but yeah, good luck to him. I hope he continues on with his career. All right, guys, this was Phozzo. If you guys like it, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see someone else do it, let us know in the comments below. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.